Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk a little bit about gimbals. If you're primarily a video shooter, you'll know that you're probably going to need a gimbal. And if you're a primary still shooter, you know that you're probably not going to need a gimbal. But what if you're a hybrid shooter? What are the realities of using a gimbal if you're a hybrid shooter? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So here I have this gimbal. It's a Zhiyun Crane M3. And this is considered a small, lightweight gimbal by today's standards. And it is. It's really not much heavier than a GorillaPod or something like that. And it does a really good job at stabilizing your camera. The problem is, if you're a hybrid shooter, what goes into using the actual gimbal that makes it kind of complicated. So let's say we're using your gimbal, you're taking some footage, you're shooting some video, and you want to take some photos. Well, you have a couple of options there. You can either kind of use the back screen, take your photos like this, back screen, photos like this, or you can take the camera off of the gimbal. Now to do that, you just turn your gimbal off, and then luckily this particular gimbal has a quick release system, and it makes it really easy to take your camera off your gimbal. And then after you're done taking photos, you can just slip your camera right back on the gimbal and pick up where you left off. The problem with that is what if you want to put your gimbal away while you're taking photos? So you have to take your camera off your gimbal, and then you have to adjust all these arms and put it in your backpack. And then when you want to come out and shoot video again, you bring it out of your backpack, and then you have to realign everything, rebalance everything to get everything just so to use your gimbal again. That's going to take time. I don't know about you, but I've never been in a scenario where I want to take some video real quick and I've had time to stop, get my gimbal out of my backpack, put my camera on there, rebalance everything, and then get to going with video. That just doesn't seem to happen that often. Most of the time you just want to boom, switch over to video, start firing videos off real quick, and using a gimbal, it's going to be a challenge to do that because you're going to have to rebalance everything, and that kind of sucks. Okay, so what's another scenario? What if you want to put this camera, you're using it on a gimbal, you want to put your camera on another tripod like this for whatever reason. Maybe you want on a bigger tripod. Let's just use this one for an example. So you got your camera on your gimbal, you hit the quick release, pop it off. Now what? Well, this quick release plate that comes with this camera won't just snap in to the Arca Swiss mount on this tripod. So what do you have to do? You have to take your tripod plate off, your quick release plate off. Well, to do that, you have to have a screwdriver. Let me get a screwdriver. Okay, found a screwdriver. It's only taken me about 2 or 3 minutes. Take off your quick release plate. And I just dropped that. You have to be super careful not to lose this quick release plate, because if you do, you're never going to be able to use your gimbal again. You have to order another one of these before you can use it, because this makes the whole thing work. If you lose this one plate, you're done. Luckily, with this camera, it has an Arca Swiss compatible plate on the cage. So all I have to do is pop it in the tripod, and boom, it's ready to go. Now, again, if I wanted to take it off this tripod and put it back on my gimbal, take your camera, put your plate back on, then you have to rebalance everything again, and you can go on shooting. It's just a real shame that a camera like this ZV-1 can't have decent image stabilization in the camera, because if you're going to be using it outside of a tripod, you're definitely going to have a gimbal. And I think for the average shooter, for a hybrid shooter, it's just not realistic to use these. Plus, when you're rolling around using one of these, I don't know, I feel like a tryhard, you know? I just feel out of place and weird. Not a lot of people are rolling around with gimbals in their setup. And I do use it. I have used it for certain video needs, but for the most part, I prefer not to use it. And I just use a regular tripod, try to stabilize my video the best I can. And then let's discuss putting this thing away if you ever want to put it away. So, like I say, you have to lock all these motors off. Okay, say you got your gimbal all locked off and you want to put it in your bag. I got my bag over here. I go to put it in my bag. You have to have a super long spot available in your bag to be able to put it in there. I have a quick release on the tripod part, and I have a little spot, and it fits okay. You can put it over here in the water bottle section, but then it's going to be sticking out and flopping everywhere. It's just kind of a unseemly, kind of a mess. It's kind of a pain, really, to deal with. Even a small one like this. This is, like I say, this is a really super small one in by today's standards. I mean, there's nothing really to complain about the gimbal itself. It's just the act of using it that is a issue. And not sure if it's really a wise investment or not. So anyway, just a short little video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.